We're now going to talk about cranial nerve number 8, the vestibulocochlear nerve. All right, the vestibulocochlear nerve has the following origin and course. Some of the anatomy we need to cover is first the cochlea. And so the cochlea is this special sensory organ that is found within the petrous portion of the temporal bone. Its whole purpose is to take the sound waves that come through into the cochlea and transduce that into an electrical chemical impulse to send via the cranial nerve 8 to the pons. There's our cochlea. Then the semicircular canals are three semicircles, hence the name semicircular canals, that are in perpendicular orientation to each other, and within that is fluid that moves the way whenever we move our head, that then moves and pushes along these hair cells, which send information to the brain, as well as the vestibule portion send these fluid messages are transduced to an electrical chemical impulse. Cranial nerve carries that to the pons, and then that's where our brain helps to coordinate our balance, our equilibrium, pardon me. The next portion is the internal acoustic meatus, and that is the canal within the petrous part of the temporal bone where 7 and 8 course. And you can always see the opening in the internal surface of the skull. Then there's the course of cranial nerve 8 from the cochlea and the vestibule all the way over through the internal acoustic meatus and coming to the pons. And that's the portion of the brainstem where the nuclei are located for cranial nerve number 8. And so there we have the anatomy. Cochlea, semicircular canals. IAM stands for internal acoustic meatus, and there's cranial nerve number 8. So there's the origin and course of the nerve. Let's talk about the function. The overall function of cranial nerve 8 is special sensory, SS, for hearing and balance, because the only place we have hearing and balance receptors are in the head. The special cranial nerve 8. The special cranial nerve 8 will then conduct this information. So let's take a look hearing first. So sensory neurons from the cochlea course through the internal acoustic meatus over to the cochlear nuclei of the pons, and that's where we coordinate, and that's where the integration of sound occurs. Then we have, for balance, neurons from the vestibule come across the internal acoustic meatus to the vestibular nuclei, and that's where the integration of our balance occurs for equilibrium. These nuclei, of course, are found not only in the pons, but they also descend all the way down into the medulla oblongata. They play many functions from equilibrium, balance, proprioception, and also for coordination of our eye movements. So there we have special sensory function of vestibulocochlear nerve, hearing and balance. And now clinical finding. That's what happens if we then lesion that nerve. We will lose our hearing and lose our balance, or give us equilibrium problems such as vertigo. And that's cranial nerve 8. Thank you very much.